Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me. In this video I am going to be doing a loadout of what I've got in my backpack. I will soon be doing a long distance trail in Scotland, which is a 230-mile trail that runs along the west coast, and that is indeed the Cape Wrath Trail. So yeah, you may have seen it before. It's quite a popular trail in Scotland, so I'm really looking forward to it. It should be amazing. Already this year has been a bit of a shambles in terms of travel and what to really do with this year, coming off of last year. So with me personally, I was planning for this summer to be over in Alaska. I had my plane ticket booked and I was ready to leave. I had everything planned and packed, and unfortunately I couldn't go due to travel restrictions, which is all up in the air at the minute. So my plan B was to do this trail, and I'm really looking forward to it. And yeah, I've always wanted to do the Cape Wrath. I did the West Highland Way last year, and a lot of people recommended to do the Cape Wrath afterwards, and yeah, here I am attempting to walk it. So it is over double the distance of the West Highland Way that I did last year, and I just got sort of the hiking bug from that and really want to try something different also in Scotland. So already I am losing daylight hours. I'm currently in a local woodland, so I'm just going to lay out a lot of my kit and show and do a talk through with it. And I'll do it as quick as possible because, like I said, it is getting dark, the sun is setting. But anyway, let's get into what I will be taking on the Cape Wrath Trail this year. I will be doing the walk on my own, and I haven't really set a time limit I want to do it in. I just want to enjoy it and go with the flow and just enjoy the Scottish scenery. I miss Scotland and the mountains so much, so I just want to soak in where I am and have a good time. Last year I carried too much. It ended up being 23 kgs, and yeah, that wasn't a vibe. It wasn't a good idea, and I don't feel like doing that again, especially because this is a definite harder terrain. Like, a lot of it has no footpaths and it's longer. Right, with me I will be taking the Osprey Aura 65 litre pack. I wanted to take a big pack so I can get everything in nicely, and also this has got amazing straps on it and it's super comfy and fitted for me. I've used it a lot in the past, so I know it's reliable. On the front of my pack I have my 2 hiking poles. So hiking poles are a must on this trail because of the uneven ground and the river crossings. In my front pocket I'll be taking a little foam mat to just sit on, kneel on, put stuff on, cook on, etc. So I find these amazing, and this is something I really missed last year. I'll be taking some gaiters because it is real marshy ground. Obviously this may change with the weather, and that's all I've got in that pocket. At the bottom of my bag I have my tent, so I'll be taking the Far Raven Abisco one-man tent. This is a new purchase. I recently got this because my Vango, the poles had snapped, and it was a heavier tent, so I kind of needed something that was a little bit lighter for lightweight trips. So yeah, I've used this a few times and it's been great. It's a 4-season tent, the material's amazing, and it is extremely light and compact, as you can see. The colour is the only downfall. I'm not too fond of the blue, but it was out of stock everywhere. For the inside of the pack I have a large waterproof sack that's inside, so all my gear stays dry. Scotland is obviously known for its wet weather. You're bound to get soaked and downpours, so this is essential. And I'll lay out everything now that's inside the bag. So here are the contents of the inside of my bag and also the front zips. So on my far right I have my sleeping mat, which is the Thermarest Venture. So this is lightweight, it's reliable, it's robust and really comfortable. I've had this years, so I trust it a lot. And I've swapped the normal case out for just a plastic bag, just to waterproof it a little bit and save some weight. Here I've got my sleeping bag, which is new. Someone kindly gave it to me and I really appreciate it. And it is the amazing Rab. It is the Rab Neutrogena Pro, and it's warm, it's lightweight, and it's a down instead of synthetic, which can be debatable when it's damp in Scotland, but I have gone for down as you just save so much weight. Next is my wash kit, so that is literally just toothpaste, the little tiny travel toothpaste and toothbrush. I've got some talc powder for my feet. I've got a cloth for washing, and yeah, I think that's about it. There's not a lot in there, and that's light. Next I've got my food, which is what is racking up a lot of the weight. And inside here I've got freeze-dried meals from Real Termat and some beef jerky from my lovely Patreon Todd. Yes, that's what's in there. And along with food, I've got a pack of bars, so I've got Kendal mint cake, I've got outdoor provisions and chia charge with some coffee sachets in there as well. I've got 7 days of meals, I've got 6 breakfasts and then some bars, so I will have to restock along the way. Over here I have a bug shirt, which is going to be essential because the midges, the gnats are just going to be lethal. This was bought for when I go to Alaska, but this is going to come in real handy. And then obviously my tent, which I've talked about. I've got my electronics here, so I've got a little mini tripod, which is great. So this will fit both my camera and a GoPro, that tripod. I'm going to be taking a tiny Sony camera and a GoPro. I think it's the GoPro 7. I've got all my leads and an Anchor charging port with 2 USB ports. So that will be charging all my gear up when I stop in cafes and things. I'm going to be taking a head torch and my Anchor powered station. So this will be for charging all my electronics, which I've got quite a lot of as I'm filming it. So I've got my GoPro, a camera, a head torch, a Garmin and my actual phone. So there is quite a lot of electronics for charging. So yeah, that's all in a wet bag. These wet bags are great. I have tried and tested them from doing tricks, from doing the West Highland Way and under a hose, and they've been submerged and they've done great. So that's everything from the electronics. Here I've got my clothing. So I've got spare socks, I've got a spare t-shirt, a thermal and spare underwear. And that is everything for my clothing. It's hard for packing for these sort of trails because of the weather, but also because you know you're going for about 2-3 weeks and you've got to pack everything for that sort of duration. Obviously food, you can get it, you can either take it all with you, which is going to be really heavy, or you can go to resupply points, or you can actually send the parcels with food in to points along the way, which I was thinking of doing, but I'm not now. Just because I know post offices have weird timings, and if you wanted to push on and you had enough food but you know you've sent something to a certain town, then it just limits what you do and you have to be more scheduled that way. Next I have my Soya Squeeze Mini and my Chinook Bag, So I took this on the West Highland Way last year and I've used it ever since. I took a different one because the one I did have was really stained from the sediment or from the sediment in the water, so it went sort of a yellowy colour and it didn't taste the best, so I've got another one. Yeah, these are amazing. They're a lot better than the original soy squeeze bags that come with the filters, so they're more durable and they carry 2 litres, so I do recommend getting one of these if you have the one of these filters. Right, swinging you round now. We're finally coming to the end. I've got a lighter here with some black tape around it for repairs. I've got a spork, a longer one because I've got them freeze-dried meals, so they've got the bags and I need the longer spork, and a scourer because I am taking some porridge with me, and obviously I'll be buying meals that I'll be cooking in my pot, so I want to wash that out and keep it hygienic. And then I've got a little repair kit, so that's got needle and thread and some spare paracord, and I've also got some cable ties. And then my cook set, so I've got a wild camping cooking pot. I've got the Jetboil Mini Mo stove, which is super light and compact, and I like that it fits in this pot. And then I've got the Jetboil gas, but I need to get another gas bottle. So I've only got the mini one and this isn't going to last me, so I've got to get a bigger one. Yeah, so the tiny gas bottle and the Mini Mo stove. And I like, yeah, so I'm really happy with that. That's also a new setup from last year's hike. This is a wild camping pot and it's titanium. And I've got their wild camping spork as well, which is titanium. So overall, I think I've covered pretty much everything, and I've tried to limit weight as much as possible, and it has worked successfully. It's a weight that I wanted to get down to. I am going to keep going through it and try to drop as much as I can, but also be sensible at the same time. And then in the top pouch of my bag, I have maps. So I've taken the Harvey maps for this, or you needed about 14 OS maps, and I didn't want to do that. And I've got a compass in there. I've got a Kendall Mint buff, which are ideal. You can do so many things with these buffs. And they're quick drying as well. My Rab waterproof jacket and my Rab waterproof trousers for them rainy days. And then in the top compartment of the top flap is the first aid kit and the waterproof cover for this Osprey bag. So I am, in terms of waterproofness, I've got it covered. I've got the waterproof cover for the actual bag, and then the internal bag, and then everything else is pretty much in wet bags also. Inside I've got an Osprey 2.5 litre bladder, which is great. I've got here on the front the Garmin InReach Explorer Plus, which will be great as a backup for mapping, and also it's got the SOS on it as well if I get into any problems. And then in my front 2 pouches of the bag I'll have my phone, and I've got bars and snacks. I might change it up for a compass in the front also. Yeah, so I think I've pretty much covered everything here. And that's my 65 litre pack. So here is my loadout for the Cape Wrath Trail. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm super excited. I said before that I'm not setting a time limit on it, but it's going to be around 2 to 3 weeks, depending on how I find it, if I complete it. So you know that you won't be hearing from me in that duration. But thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this helped if you are planning on doing the Cape Wrath, or you're doing another trail, and it gives you some ideas and suggestions on what to take maybe in terms of gear. So thanks again for watching. I hope you turn the bell icon on and keep up to date with the videos if you're interested in me doing this trail. Thank you to all my Patreons and my sponsors for making this possible. Take care.
Let me tell you everything I've seen, the friends I've made, and then you tell me how you've been.